You don't need another strategy. Here's what you actually need to figure out why you can't implement the things that you already know. I'm Dr. Brooklyn Storm, former psychologist, now business coach, and I help women just like us to build profitable private practices, usually in under 12 months. Being neurodivergent means I see the patterns that other coaches miss, but it also means I'm a truth teller, so I'm not interested in giving you any business advice that sounds good or might be trending, but doesn't actually work for us. Welcome to the Practice Momentum podcast, where we're going to get your private practice sorted out. Thanks so much for being here, and let's get on with the next episode. Goodness me, I just pressed play on the podcast that I did for you on the weekend, and it went for 2 hours and 44 minutes or something. I can't believe one person can speak that long without taking a breath. I am so sorry. This one will just be super duper short. I'm going to aim for about 15 minutes and make it quite practical, punchy, hopefully helpful. So the idea is I'm going to talk with you about passive income. Yes, it came up yesterday in a conversation. I was talking with one of my clients. She's in my 90-day business coaching program, and we were talking about her goals, and we were setting that for her 90 days. And then she said to me, but after we've done that, then can we set up passive income? Because I see that you're doing so much, and I want to be able to do some of that too, and I want to understand how you're doing it. So I said, yes, of course we can. But because I'm in the mood to talk about passive income, why not talk about it now? So what I want to share with you is about doing a course, because this is really common. Even I see it in the communities, even with my clients, they kind of get the feeling that I'm going to create passive income by doing a course. And I just want to say to you, if that's you, amazing, you can absolutely do it. Yes, it can bring in some passive income. However, do not just go and make a course because you think that that's what's needed and that's what's wanted, because without understanding what your audience wants, what happens a lot of the time, not all the time, there's always exceptions to the rules, yada, 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 but for most people, when they just go off and make a course, they think it's great. They know that it's going to be helpful and useful and all of the things, but then either it doesn't sell, and that happens because no one wanted it, right? No offense, but no one wanted what you're putting out there. And that's because you didn't do your research. You just went off on your own. It felt good to you to make the course. And I get it, because it feels good to me to make stuff too. Do you think I wanted to sit there and make a bundle of essential forms for private practice? I did not, but I was where you were, and I had been creating tools and worksheets and resources that I knew would get a result, but I was just further along, a lot further along on the journey. And then when I went to sell it and promote it and things like that, no one wanted it. And it was because they were just so far back at the start that they couldn't connect with what I had over here. So I had to come right back to the start and, listen to what they were talking about, what they were wanting, what they were needing. And when I went and made those forms, boom, it took off. We're here nearly $40,000 later, just from Google Docs that are completely unbranded, right? No, it was not my joy and my passion to go and make them, but that bought me $40,000, okay? This is what I'm saying. You can't just go on what you want to do. You must research it. That's number one. And then the other thing that you want to do is, after you've researched it and you know that it's going to sell, it has to clearly solve a problem for your audience, right? So for example, with my essential forms for private practice, they solve the problem of somebody not knowing what forms they need, and then not knowing where to get them, and they're not having, a trusted source that's Australian, and all those kinds of things, right? And forms that were created by another practitioner. Okay, so my forms solve a lot of problems, and because they're just Google Docs, they solve more problems because my clients can then just go and copy them, paste them, throw them into their practice management software, use them there, or they can use them through Calendly or Haloxy or Splos or whatever they're doing. They could go and brand them themselves. They can change the font, put their logo on, all of the things, right? So it's just saving them so much time. Beautiful. And that's why they love them, and that's why they continue to sell. I've had them for about 3 years now. I think maybe be about 3 years. I sell probably 2 or 3 a week, and they sell for, I think they're $97 or $147 now, but sometimes I have them on sale for $77. So anyway, I'm just sharing that with you so that you can see I'm not just telling you to do something that I wouldn't do myself, okay? When it comes to courses, it's exactly the same thing. Start listening to your audience and try and find out what are they talking about. So put your own stuff aside, listen to your clients, find out what are they mostly talking about. Where are you going to find that information? It's not going to be ChatGPT, okay? It's going to be in places where people are talking about things. So that's going to be communities, whether you have them in person or online, up to you, depending on your niche. For me and many practitioners, it's going to be online. We're going to be in maybe school communities, or we're going to be on Facebook communities, or Heartbeat communities, or Circle communities, or, wherever. And you're just going to be listening, and in a way that works for you. Like for me, I'm old school. It's just pen and paper. I just started to make a note for myself of the common themes of questions that were being asked, like people saying, does anybody know? Can anyone help me with this? Where can I, right? So pretty much any questions, I just started making a general note. Oh, this one was about templates. Oh, this one was about forms. Oh, this one was about raising their fees. Oh, this one was about that. And then over time, I just started tallying. So I just kept going into all different communities. And anytime I saw a new question, I would just put a tick basically in my little notepad. And, I started to see pattern emerge. And then I was like, okay, marketing, getting clients for my audience, that's a real issue. Now, it's not necessarily the thing that I'm passionate about. I mean, I love teaching. I can absolutely show you how to get clients, My passion's things like manifesting and stuff like that. But this is what I'm saying. You've got to put your stuff aside, listen to what your audience needs. So that's step 1. Do your research, find out what they want. Step 2, brainstorm solutions, okay? So have a think for yourself about all the ways you might be able to solve this problem. And it might not necessarily be a big problem. It's going to be easier for you to sell a solution to a part of the problem. So example, with my audience, it's really common for them at some point of their practice to be worried about getting clients, to be worried about, getting the diary full and stuff like that. Now, I could just go and do a whole great big course on getting clients, but there are lots of different aspects of getting clients that they might need help with. Is it they don't have a niche yet and they're confused about niching, or they've got some mindset issues about that? Is it that they don't have a way of being visible, right? Do we have some kind of issue with the website not being legally compliant? Or so I can do something for them on websites. Is it maybe something about generating leads, getting traffic over to the website? Are they not doing that? Do they think that the website alone is enough, and now they're crying because they don't have clients, not realizing they've actually got to go out and now promote the website, right? So if that's the issue, then I need to do a course on how to drive traffic to the website so they can get clients. Or is it that they've got clients coming over to the website, staying on, clicking around, and then not booking? So now we've got issues with maybe the functionality. How hard or easy is it for a client to get started with them? All of that kind of stuff. Do you see? There are lots of reasons why my audience might have trouble attracting a client. I'm not going to go and make a whole great big course that covers all of that, because it's not going to be relevant to everybody. But what I can do is track with my pen and paper and my little notepad all the reasons that people are sharing online about what they're doing, why they're not getting clients, how they're confused, and I can see the trending topics or the most popular 2 or 3, and I can choose one of those and make a course on that, right? The other thing too is courses have changed. So when I first started making courses, it was normal to create a big workbook, PDF workbook, lots of resources, lots of templates, record, a video training that went for, 1 to 3 hours, all of this. And I did that. And that was what was needed then. But it's 2026 and AI is huge. And so access to information is huge. And people are overwhelmed. People are already stressed, already overwhelmed, and they just want the shortcuts. I know if I'm going to make a course now, the key for me is going to be in bite-sized trainings, and my clients love it. Even in my new community, the Therapist Resource Hub, I don't think I've got a training in there that's longer than 10 minutes, right? Everything is short, sharp, sweet, to the point. And it's practical, right? They can watch that training, use the thing that I'm giving them, get a result in their lunch break. They love it. So understand you don't need to be doing great big PowerPoint presentations and slides everywhere, and no, okay? So think about what your audience wants. If your audience does want to sit down and watch you talk with a slideshow for 1 hour, great, do it. I just know my audience, they're busy. They don't have time for that anymore. So for me, it's about short. This is what I'm saying. I'm demonstrating to you how you need to accommodate your audience. The other thing that you want to do is sell it, right? And the selling happens by you sharing the transformation. With love, I'm going to say to you, nobody's signing up for your flipping course, right? No one wants another course. Nobody's there at 3 a.m. going, geez, I wish Brooklyn would make a course on marketing on Facebook. No one is saying that. What they're saying is, I wish somebody would find the answer to my problem. So you have to, when you're selling it, when you're marketing, you have to say, hey, I've got the answer to your problem. Hey, if you don't have clients, I've got a way where you can make clients, and here's how I know that it works, right? And da-da-da-da-da. This is what you've probably been doing, and this is why it probably hasn't been working, and this is how my solution's going to address that for you, right? Sell it. You got to sell it. But really, it sells itself, and the selling doesn't feel icky because instead of feeling like you're pushing, coercing, convincing, now you feel really good because you're saying to people, hey, I know for a little while a whole bunch of you have been struggling with getting a client from Facebook. So I've made a mini course. You can go and grab it. It's got bite-sized trainings in it because I know you're all super duper busy. I've got done for you templates in there because, again, I just want to save you some time. You can implement this in your next cancellation. Other people that used it got results like this, okay? Very easy, because now it doesn't feel like selling. Now you're like, hey guys, I made the thing that's going to fix the problem, okay? Feels good to get it out there. No mindset issues around it. The other thing that you want to do is have a goal in mind. So if it's passive income, how much income does it need to be generating for you, and by when? Or is it less about generating the income and more about giving you back your time, right? Or something else. So have that reason for creating it in your mind, because that'll help you know what to build, right? Whether it's going to be an email course, a webinar-based course, an audio course, whether you're going to drip feed content or not, all of that will come through the values that you have. So really do lean into your values. And then the other thing too is never, ever, ever just go make a whole entire course and then sell it. What you want to do is sell it and make it on the go. And I'll tell you why. Some people have a minor panic attack when I say this, but I think maybe there's some misunderstanding about what it is. It's not scamming anybody. It's not about that. It's about pilot testing, right? So in marketing, we call it beta testing. But for us in the professions, if we were at uni, we would call it a pilot. Or if we're doing research, we'll call it a pilot. And so what you do is you say to people, hey, I'm creating a pilot program that's going to help therapists in private practice get clients from Facebook. I'm building it as we go. I've got the first 1 or 2 modules ready, but I want your input in it so that I can make sure that I'm on the right track and giving you everything that you need. It is going to be a little bit bumpy, clunky along the way, but for that reason, instead of it being $997, it's only going to be $27, and you will have lifetime access. So once it's all finished and we're out the other end, and you've got your results and and then I go and make it all pretty and nice and pull it all together, you will continue to have access to that for as long as you choose to, and all future upgrades. $27, not $997. What I need from you though is, if you're going to be part of the pilot, there are just 10 places available. I will be asking you for feedback along the way about what you're needing, how I could improve it, and I'll be asking you for a review at the end that I can use for my marketing. So you have to be open to those kinds of things. If that sounds like you, great, come along, let's build it together and go from there. That's what we mean by selling before you're making. And then what that means for you is you're getting your ideal clients there. You've already got the first 1 or 2 modules built or units built. And along the way, you're hearing from them. Like, you might think, module 3 should be on this, but you've identified something in module 1 and 2 that you just totally forgot about, or you missed, or they're identifying they need. That means you can now go and build module 3, right? Based on the feedback, based on what's coming up. That's how you do it, okay? And then what happens is, when you've done it and you get your reviews, of course, you can get testimonials and reviews for courses, just not from clients for therapy and stuff like that. But if you had a course on how to get clients, or if you had a course on meditation techniques and stuff like that, yes, your students can leave you reviews. That's perfectly okay with all the peak bodies and ethics and boards and stuff like that. But then you use those reviews because they become the social proof, right? The proof to the people who are going to pay the full fee that it works, that it gets results, and they do the selling for you, right? So they're just some insights, but you can go and create a program. Don't make it bigger than Ben-Hur. And don't count on one. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. I mean, you've been in my world, many of you, for years now, and you've seen it all from me. I've been completely transparent. You've seen me make marketing programs. You've seen me make email course programs. You've seen me do Facebook ads programs. You've seen a lot of them flop. You've seen some of them be super duper successful, right? So from that, take away, it's like with your freebie. You need more than one freebie. Okay, I think I've got 47 or something. I'm not even joking. You need to have a few different things, because chances are the first thing you make is probably going to flop, like anything. If you think back to the first time you did anything and where you are now, you probably cringe and you think, oh my gosh, so embarrassing, So understand that it's not just going to be one course you're going to make. You're probably going to make 3, 5, 7, okay? And of those 3, 5, 7, maybe 1 or 2 are going to do really well, the rest not so great. So be prepared to not put all your eggs in one basket, make a few different things and go from there. But you absolutely can create passive income from a course. And of course, it gets to be easy. If this is something that's on your mind and you would like to do it and you would like some help, feel free to book a discovery call with me. On that call, we can have a look at this for you. And if it's something you like my help with, we can kind of go from there. We are coming up to end of financial year as well. So now might be a perfect time for some of you who are looking for tax write-offs to make a little bit of an investment. All right, my lovelies, have a beautiful, beautiful day, and talk to you in the next episode. Bye. And that's a wrap for this episode of the Private Practice Podcast. So as you reflect on today's insights, imagine creating real success in your private practice without going down rabbit holes or exhausting yourself with business activities that don't move the needle. With Practice Momentum, you have push of a button help available on demand. It's like having an expert in your pocket ready to guide you whenever you need it. Visit brooklynstorm.com to discover how Practice Momentum can transform your approach to building a thriving practice. I'm Dr. Brooklyn Storm, and I'll see you next time as we continue exploring the mind, business, and spirit of private practice success.